people, not just staff, but students also, they really wanted to go to the Abigail site.
So it's built this sort of following now, I guess, at this point. Okay.
Yeah. And they're really wanting to go. And not only do they want to go, they want to like put their shelter in Honest Gabe's spot. They want that spot. They're like, who can be the most brave? I'm going to take Honest Gabe's spot,
Go ahead, sunshine.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, so one night, so all the staff, we all slept under one tarp. We called it Big Blue. It's just this massive big blue tarp. It can sleep 8 people easy underneath this one tarp. And the way that the tarps are, I don't know if you know much about that, but it's an A-frame,
Okay.
The way that it goes down. And it's probably, if this is the ground, the bottom of the tarp's probably about right here from the ground, or maybe sometimes higher, But like if you're laying down, it looks like you're open, right? So like you can just look out from the tarp and you can see everything. You can see if somebody's moving around or walking or whatever. So you're not like enclosed. It's not a tent.
So it's just meant to kind of keep rain off you. That's about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the way that you do it is we have some cordage, and from one end you just tie it around. It's just a ridge line, It's just tied around a tree.
Yeah.
But from that ridge line, you can look in and you can hang like wet clothes or something over that line or anything that you need to. It's a pretty sturdy line. But one night, when we were at the Abigail site, this staff member, this is like one of those things I wish I could just show, I just don't know how. But we're all sleeping, and there's a few kids in the group. One in particular was a little negative at the time, probably had a little bit more negativity, but he really wanted the Honest Gabe spot. He was the one that really wanted it. He was like, I'm going to show y'all, I got this, like nothing's going to happen. Well, the staff, she said that she was sleeping and then she heard somebody walking around, and that happens at night, right? Like the guys get up, they go to the bathroom. We have dogs out there too that could be scrummaging around.
Right.
But she just heard something. And we also take like shoes at night and stuff. So like, the kids can't run off in the middle of the night and like try to like run off or whatever. And she starts hearing some footsteps come her way. And she looks down the tarp and she sees this pair of feet walking along the edge, right? And with a little white above like the ankles, little white dress above the ankles, and then the rest was cut off by the ridgeline. So you only get about that much visibility of whatever's walking or whoever's walking to you.
Oh, wow.
But we don't have white clothing out there. She's like, that's really weird. She's like, I might be dreaming. So she closed her eyes and then opened them back up, and just the footprints and like the noises and everything and whatever she saw wasn't there anymore. This is what she's telling me. And she's like, okay. She closed her eyes again, and then she hears a crunch right next to her head. And she looks up, and like she's like seeing like leaves move next to her head. And all of a sudden, like these feet just plant 1, 2 right next to her head. So she's not looking or anything. She just sees 2 feet right next to her head, and she looks up and she can't see. It's like, you just see like the bottom part of the gown and the foot, and everything else is covered by the tarp. And then she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, this isn't real. This isn't real. And then she keeps saying that to herself, and she hears the tarp moving.
Oh, wow.
And then she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then she feels this on her head. She said she felt just a tap on her forehead. And then she's like freaking out. And then she opens up her eyes, and the first thing that she sees is this little girl just not even saying just, and then she points again, puts her hand out and points. And then the staff looked where she was pointing to, and she sees this shelter that one of the students are in the Honest Gabe spot. And she said that she saw this old woman in like scraggly black, loose, like worn clothing, very thin layer, like wavy black clothes. Also has like can see like her shins and stuff, like a high cut dress type deal or gown or like what have you. White grayish hair, bony, just skinny, hanging over this kid's shelter, just looking into it from the outside, just hanging over it. And then whenever she looked at her, the lady looked at the staff, and then the staff woke up. Or came to, and that was that. So that night also,
Chills.
for me, I had a dog. I had a dog out in the field. And I also had something, I heard something that night too, and I got poked in the face as well. And it felt like a tooth. But this is just something I'm just remembering. Like I felt like, I always remember like, I woke up, I felt like this pop on my face, like right here. And I believe it was that same night as well. But I had a dog. He just recently passed away. But if anybody's listening out here that knew Arkillo, he was the man. My dog's name was Arkillo. And he was just this.
That's a great dog name.
Dude, he was just the man, dude. And I thought it was like him coming around me and sniffing and then got poked. No, it was not my dog. I did not have Arkillo at this point. It was another staff's dog. So I thought it was like a poke like that. And it still could have been, who knows. But it's just weird that she had something like that. And then I felt like a poke as well. But that was also an addition to the story. Now this staff member had a really crazy experience seeing that at that site. That's just a really weird, crazy thing.